What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Alter Ego. Today we are going to be covering the new version 60 update. Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to Geo and Chabu for help finding this information, and if you'd like to try any of the new features, Geo just released an updated version of Imperium. Version 60 introduces a brand new interior, a new enemy, a Coilhead rework, 8 new scrap items, a new scrap spawn mechanic, and a handful of other small changes. Let's get started. First off, we have the new mineshaft interior. This is the first interior to have elevators, which can be found at the main entrance. This interior has two parts, the facility and the cave. The facility contains pretty normal sized rooms and decorations, however, the cave system has a completely different flow to it. There are much more narrow pathways, different floors, potholes which will insta-kill you, and areas where you can go underwater to access different areas of the map. These black holes are where enemies will spawn from, which is where you'll need to be careful because they don't make any sound when spawning. This interior is most common on offense and VOW, with a 99% chance on VOW. The Maneater is the only new enemy that was introduced in version 60. It will roam around the map, picking up and eating items. Sometimes, if it likes you, it'll follow you around, but if you make too much noise, it'll begin crying. The only way to get it to stop crying is to pick it up and rock it, but if you don't calm it down in time, it will transform into a much bigger enemy and kill you on sight. I will go into much more detail in the AI behind Maneaters coming out soon. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Coilhead's got a huge change, introducing a new recharge phase. After 15 seconds of chasing a player, the Coilhead will enter its recharge phase, where it will be completely inactive for 20 seconds. When it enters this phase, you'll hear a sound cue, and its spring will dwindle down, indicating it's recharging. After the 20 seconds, it will return to phase 1, where it will roam around as if it hasn't seen a player. We now have 8 new scrap items: the toy train, toilet paper, garbage lid, plastic cup, control pad, clock, the soccer ball, which you can kick, and the rarest item, the Z dog, which can be worth anywhere between 1 and 199. One of the biggest changes to version 60 is the new scrap spawn mechanic called Single Item Day. Although there's more that plays into this mechanic, all you need to know is that every time you land, there's an 8.6% chance that every single item on the map will be the same item. This is usually a good thing unless you're playing on Artifice. Also, if you happen to get a single item day with a mineshaft interior, then 6 more items will spawn. This means for a map like VOW, you can expect anywhere between 18 to 21 scrap if this happens. This is a huge buff for VOW since it has a 99% chance of being a mineshaft interior. There were a handful of other changes in this update, one of the most important being that the Kidnapper Fox has been completely disabled for rework purposes. If you'd like to read more about the update, we're currently working on a version 61 tab in my Discord server, which is where you'll find all the information you need, link in the description.